The rite of resurrection is the inception of this whole affair. Yako and Mio decide to confront the man responsible for spreading rumors of it in the first place, Hideki Araishi. They find him at his frequent stomping grounds, the Kurikikyo Cafe. I see a mockingbird. You know, normally you'd be breaking school rules just by stepping foot in a cafe. I'll be in hot water if you lied about having permission from the police, remember that. We know, it'll be okay. So, what did you want to ask me? I want to find the mocking... Ooh, wait, this one's 3 in 1. The Sparring Sparrow Bros. Also, this got updated. Okay, so this is not new information. Cafe. I've never been to one before. How exciting. It's pretty smelly inside because of the cigarette smoke, but... Oh, there's like a little bit of history of cafes during the mid-Showa era. Or up until the mid-Showa era. I don't like how zoomed in this is, and again, like, the way the camera moves is not very comfy for a controller. Yako, if you would. Right, we want to ask you about this. Oh my, a curse stone. An Okami mask, that must mean the Fool's Procession. You two were at the school last night, damn, there of all places. Yako, you're one of them, you're a curse bearer. Please calm down, Mr. Raishi. Your reaction's too intense, it's kind of scaring me. Oh, sorry about that, I'm afraid I got ahead of myself. What is it you want to know about your curse stone? What would be the best way to approach this? Flatter him? It's just a brilliant teacher like you must know an awful lot about these curse stones. Well, it's true I'm likely the person most versed in this matter. You're the only one we can count on, Mr. Raishi. Won't you help us, please? Oh, am I now? In that case, there's no harm in hearing what you have to ask. Thank you. Let's see. Why is everything with the Rite of Resurrection and Seven Mysteries curse stones happening now? Oh, taking an interest now. You've received one of the curses, have you? You sound like a researcher, starting your questioning with your subject's origins. Mr. Raishi, you're not the one who triggered the curse, are you? No, I'm afraid I have nothing to do with that. Rather, I wasn't even attempting to do so in the first place. Completing the rite itself has nothing to do with my research. Then, do you know of the ancient Onmyodo ritual known as the Feast of Shadows? What is that? Something for the occult? Miss Kurosuzu, you look like the type to be interested in those things, but it's outside my field of expertise. In that case, why do you think the rite and the curses have appeared now? I believe this is intentional work of someone. It's certainly not something that would happen by accident. Why is it you want to know? Well, he may not tell us anything if we say that we're trying to stop the curse. We need to make something up. Right. Just says make something up. I thought it was going to give me a choice of what to make up. Well, you see, we just have such intellectual curiosity, and thinking it could really help your research. I see, now that you mention it. Seems like he's reluctant to answer. Then how about... Actually disappointed. Oh, we figured you would know since you're so smart. How disappointing. How dare you? You make it sound like I'm stupid. You couldn't be more wrong. Do you realize how devoted I am to this research? Allow me to first elucidate you regarding the author of the Record of Fates. A special privilege, I might add, since I've yet to publish this in a paper. Yeah, okay. The Record of Fates was written 200 years ago in the latter half of the Edo period. It was written by a skilled but little-known onmyoji called Seven Tsuchimikado. This is important stuff. If nothing else, remember this. Seven Tsuchimikado. I've never heard of him. I'm sure you haven't. He was born into a famed onmyoji family, but split away to practice forbidden arts in secret. He used whatever name was most convenient for the situation, so his real name barely exists in records. Or so it is written in the Record of Fates. Huh. As brilliant as Sabin was, he was also an eccentric. He delved into researching the Rite of Resurrection, a legendary forbidden ritual that had never been completed. However, by involving himself with this forbidden ritual, he was expelled from his family and eventually found himself in Honjo in Edo. The Record of Fates are the writings Seimon recorded on the road to Edo. I see. So he wrote how to perform the rite itself. The Rite of Resurrection makes use of Abe no Seimei's specialty, the Taizan Fukun ritual, a means of communicating with the afterlife. It uses soul dregs to replicate the soul of a dead spirit that has been called. Oh wow, I never knew something like that existed. Thus, it is thought the only ones who can use it are those with the ability to turn human souls into soul dregs in the first place. So the Rite of Resurrection calls for that ritual to be performed in advance. Then, when the soul dregs are gathered and infused with the wish of whoever it is performing the ritual, it can be completed. The contents written in the Record of Fates end there. There's no more. What about the Seven Mysteries or the Curse Stones? There's nothing written about them in the Record of Fates. The Curse Stones are separate from the Rite of Resurrection. Their curse is one used to enable one who is unable to perform such rites to be able to use the rite. Huh, that's similar to what Mio said, actually. How are the Seven Mysteries related to the rite? Excuse me, Mr. Aishi. What is it, Miss Kurosuzu? You published a theory before the incident took place. It said that the Rite of Resurrection and the origin of the Seven Mysteries of Honjo are related somehow. What proof did you have of that? Really know your stuff, but about that. That was somewhat sensationalized piece written for occult magazines. Oh really? It was just nonsense then? Not exactly, rather. It's not a complete fabrication, there's a basis for it. And that is? Well, I suppose there's no harm in telling a couple students so passionate about the topic. Thank you. This is something I discovered from referencing numerous texts unrelated to the Record of Fates. It was just after Sabin arrived in Honjo. There are records of a conflict over a ritual used to resurrect the dead in Honjo. A conflict over resurrecting the dead? I don't know the details. A man enticed the public with claims of a spell that could resurrect the dead, causing a conflict that ended tragically with 9 dead. That is the only remaining reference. 9 people fighting over a resurrection ritual. I call this tragedy the Honjo incident, and it has been long a subject of my research. And I suspect this Honjo incident might be the very origin of the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. So what you're saying is, the resurrection ritual at the root of the Honjo incident is Seimon's Rite of Resurrection. Yes, that is how the Record of Fates ties everything together. To put it in chronological order, first Sabin brought the Rite of Resurrection to Edo. We can assume that by this point Sabin was likely using a different name. Then in Honjo, 9 people fought to the death over this rite, the Honjo incident. After that, the incident was covered up by an interested party, preventing it from being recorded in history fully. Eventually, it was passed down in incomplete pieces, becoming known as the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. That's more or less the course of events. So, according to this theory, all the people that have died originally from the curses when they manifested were actually also participating in this whole rite of resurrection. The Rite of Resurrection. As indicated by its name, this manuscript holds detailed instructions on how to perform the secret art of reviving the dead. This forbidden ritual is said to have been devised by once famous onmyoji. Local researcher Hideki Araishi recently discovered the old manuscript and gave a presentation on it at an academic conference, sending ripples through the field of occult studies. According to the Record of Fates, this mysterious ritual was devised by the gifted onmyoji Abe no Seimei. It converts the souls of the dead bound for the underworld with soul dregs, collected as sacrifices through the Taizan Fukun ritual. This secret art of converting souls to soul dregs is out of reach to all but the most skilled practitioners. So that's how they're connected. Then if I'm getting this right, the 7 mysteries are basically required to gather the soul dregs necessary for the rite. And there's more. Huh? With this most recent occurrence of the curse, I've become even more confident in my theory. You are? Yes, the reason for it being the resentful memories of the 7 mysteries etched into those who received the curse stones. Resentful memories? Yako, if you really are a curse bearer, then when you obtained your curse stone, you would have had a resentful memory imprinted in your mind. Oh, I did! Exactly. Those memories are what happened in the final moments of the 9 who died in the Honjo incident. Broadly speaking, they involved dying while bearing some kind of deep resentment. The 9 victims became the 9 curse echoes, which over time came to be spoken of as the 7 mysteries, thus gathering the resentful memories gathered by the present curses and connecting them together. It will reveal once and for all what happened during the Honjo incident. Huh? That's why you must tell me about the resentful memory of your fool's procession, Yako. Mio, should I? Yeah, I think it's okay. We need all the information we can get. Okay, Mr. Raishi, I'll tell you about the memory of the fool's procession. Excellent! So basically, it's about a woman who died falling from a Yagura tower at a festival. Interesting. It's not that one, then. Not that one? What do you mean? Among the 9 victims of the Honjo incident, that is to say, the 9 curse echoes, one of them is Seimei himself. Or so I suspect. Huh? Seimei was one of the victims of the Honjo incident too. Meaning an onmyoji as powerful as him also became a curse echo. His must be the reed, because that must be why Negima has a really powerful curse echo that can kill the entire city. Right, it would make sense the curse stone tied to a curse echo like that would be special. The power of a curse stone is different based on the curse echo. Mio, then maybe with Seimei's curse echo we could... Yes, we may be able to settle the whole situation. Hey, what are you two whispering about? Oh, nothing, sorry. Mr. Raishi, how many of the resentful memories have you gathered so far? I've learned a number of them. The Evergreen Beach, the Foot-Washing Mansion, the Ever-Burning Lantern, and now the Fool's Procession makes 4. Of those, the most important are the Foot-Washing Mansion and the Evergreen Beach. What are those about? First, the Foot-Washing Mansion. An onmyoji appears distinctly in this one. Really? But not Seimei, I'm afraid. A female onmyoji who sought the rite of resurrection due to her obsession with her personal appearance. Her legs, which she had always taken pride in, were stricken with corruption after she was defeated by Seimei. Her curse echo is notable for being particularly easy to fulfill the requirements necessary to use the curse. That detective did well to escape this one. So a female onmyoji and the rival of Seimei was involved in the Honjo incident. That certainly is interesting. Next, the Evergreen Beach. This curse echo is from the craftsman of Netsuki carvings named Jinkichi, who was hanged for spreading baseless rumors. He apparently spoke of something that granted the ability to bring back the dead. The rite of resurrection. Precisely. This man Jinkichi must have been in contact with Seimon. If I could have just collected all the memories, everything will be revealed and the truth of the Seven Mysteries will be mine. That is the knowledge I desire. Meaning, you need to gather as much information as you can from the curse bearers. Precisely. I have an agreement to exchange information with those detectives, but they may not find the other curse bearers, so I must take measures of my own. Another thing. Yes? You never really finished about what the trigger for all this was. Well, I don't know. Really? You're not hiding something from us, are you? Ugh. It has something to do with how you obtained the Record of Fates, right? Ugh. How did you really get a hold of the Record of Fates? It was the soap company lady. To tell you, we're in a race against time. It could be a disaster if we don't hurry. What are you talking about? Someone left a warning that at sundown today they would use the curse to kill a lot of people. The one who left the message is the culprit behind the Nejima murders from 20 years ago. What? Something so terrible will happen? I won't allow potentially hundreds of people to become victims of a curse. I'll do anything in my power to stop it. Mr. Raishi, please, tell us everything you know. Like, has she revealed to him that she's working with the police? I know they revealed they have permission from the police, but did that involve telling him that she's, like, studying under an onmyoji? I feel like they probably withheld that part, right? So it must be kind of weird for a high school girl to come up to him and be like, hey, by the way, I'm trying to save the city. I'm sorry, but I truly don't know anything. The truth is, I was given the Record of Fates by a woman. A woman? Well, her voice sounded like a woman's, but I didn't actually see what she looked like. 1 month ago, while I was investigating at night, I suddenly heard a formless voice. A woman's voice? It said, I entrust you with this ancient manuscript and the rite of resurrection held within its pages. Spread rumors of this ritual as far and wide as you can in the coming month. And before I knew it, an old document had fallen at my feet. 1 month. She specified the time period. I was told if I did that, I could study the manuscript as much as I pleased. I wanted so badly to verify its authenticity, I ended up accepting. I haven't heard anything from her voice since. It must have had you spread rumors in order to strengthen the power of the curse. Tied together the curse and the desire to seek out the right. This makes it likely the owner of the voice is the mastermind behind all of this. And hence I went public with the Record of Fates. Yahaku and occult magazines immediately jumping at the news was a financial boon for me. Huh? Hihaku? As in, Hihaku soaps? Right, I mean, no, that's not important, just some personal business. After that, I waited, trying to predict what would occur in a month's time. That's when the curse began. Those are the details I have. Very well, I've told you this much, I may as well give you one more thing. Thank you, what might that be? About Seimon's Record of Fates. There's a sort of continuation to it, yet another document called the Record of Fates, Yin Scroll. A continuation? Actually, a section written in Seimon's own hand was appended to the manuscript, according to which after the Honjo incident, Seimon lamented such a calamity taking place. He apparently wrote the addendum for the event, and that the tragedy became its own curse. It seems he had an idea the victims of the Honjo incident would turn into curse echoes and be used to gather soul dregs. It supposedly details how to handle any trouble that occurs as a result of the rite of resurrection. Ah, so this is like our, Deus Ex Machina we're gonna get at the end. Or Chekhov's gun. Really? Hold on a second. Don't you find that strange? What's the matter, Miss Sakazaki? You think my information inaccurate? If Seimon died in the Honjo incident, then he couldn't have written an addendum. You really don't get it, do you? Huh? Am I wrong? Have you forgotten the ability Seimon possessed? Of course not. He could use the right to Oh! You're telling me Seimon used it on himself? Rite of Resurrection can be carried out in advance, so it activates when the soul dregs are gathered together. Then it is not possible that Seimon himself was resurrected by the rite after it took place? But he'd still have to collect the soul dregs and need to use the rite. Yes, and that's why they died. They ate others besides Seimon. What? They died in the Honjo incident for their soul dregs. That sounds like it's the same as what's happening now. That's why I need the resentful memories, to learn the truth. I get it now. The issue at hand is that the Yin Scroll, the Record of Fates, were supposed to have been passed down as a set. When I received the Record of Fates, the Yin Scroll is gone. Only this information was left. Supposedly, Seimon's blood descendants guarded it as they passed down the generations. It seems that over the long history, the two documents became separated, and the scroll's location lost as the family line branched. Seimon had descendants, so there's someone out there related to him by blood even now. Yes, in fact, I tried to trace the line as far as I could. He wasn't well known on Myoji to begin with, so a detailed family tree does not exist. It seems likely the use of the manuscript has long been forgotten, only being passed down out of tradition. And since they aren't even aware of what they have, tracking it down is quite tricky indeed. I wish I could ask whoever that voice belonged to about the Yin Scroll. I'm sure you do. So basically, in the Record of Fates Yin Scroll, Seimon himself wrote about ways to handle the curse and the rite, yes? Yes, that's right. I've been searching for it all this time, but I haven't found a single lead. So if you two find out anything about other resentful memories or Yin Scroll, tell me immediately. You owe me that much for telling you all this, do you not? That's the real extent of everything I know. Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. If you bring me some useful information, I'll take it into consideration for your school grades as well. Okay, I didn't expect him to be that forthcoming, but I guess because he's not actually interested in the Rite of Resurrection. He just wants to study the history behind it. Okay, we're on street. We've learned a lot. So, to sum it up, there was a tragic incident with people cursing each other for the Rite of Resurrection in the Edo period as well. And the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll may have info we want since it details how to stop the rite. I think that's about it. Right. If we could just find the Yin Scroll, we might be able to learn how to settle the situation. But even Mr. Araishi didn't have any leads on where it is. How do we start looking for it? Someone involved in this now must have some connection to it, I think. I have a feeling the mastermind who awakened the curses is involved too. Right. So Mia, what are we gonna do next? Good question. It may be best to give the information we just learned to Inspector Tsutsumi. We got a pretty big clue from hearing about the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll. Mr. Tsutsumi might want to know more about that, or might know more about that. Should we go back to the school then? Yeah, that's our point of contact after all. I like Mio's little devious face that she makes. It's kind of funny. Whoever's behind that voice that gave Mr. Araishi the Record of Fates. That must be the mastermind, don't you think? Yeah, and you said it sounded like it belonged to a woman. Whoever it is, I bet they're scary. Huh? You don't sound like the Yako I know. Then let's catch him and make him spill the beans. I thought you'd say something like that. Really? I guess I'm just not really feeling that confident right now. Hopefully I'm not possessed by a spirit. I understand. I don't know if it's related to that woman behind the voice, but I'm also interested in the female on Myoji who is a rival of Seimon. Oh, that reminds me, Mio. You know what's nearby here, don't you? Huh? Oh, you mean where Michio? Yeah, where it happened. I was going there every day to leave flowers, but even though they always get cleared away anyway. I'm sure it must be hard to have been reminded of Michio's death all the time. Oh, that reminds me, Yako? Yeah? When you asked me to do the spirit board 2 days ago, did you come here that day too? Yeah, I left some flowers before going to school. Why? Did anything seem different that day? What's this all of a sudden? Though now that you mention it, that day I suddenly felt lightheaded and ended up passing out for a little bit. But I came to right after and felt fine, so I didn't think anything of it. I see. That's all I was wondering about. Thanks. Huh? Excuse me, you girls over there. Oh, you're back. Whoa. Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but something you said caught my attention. And, who might you be? I'm Yutaro Namagaki. I should probably tell you. Until yesterday I was a curse bearer. That should clear things up. A curse bearer? Oh, you don't need to be so scared. I've already given up the curse stone of the foot-washing mansion. The foot-washing mansion? So you're the one Inspector Tsutsumi was talking about. Ah, you already know the Inspector Tsutsumi. That makes it simple. There's nothing to worry about. Oh, hey! You're in the driver's seat. Oh! Yako? Yeah, wait, what? She is definitely possessed. She is definitely possessed. Michio's not actually alive. I feel like the storyteller kind of confirming that worked against the story though, because I kind of liked the mystery of like Richter and Tsutsumi still think Michio's alive, and I was a little doubtful, but then the storyteller's like, so that's what you think happened, huh? She is around. Like, I wish he didn't do that because I feel like that took me out of it a little bit. Hey Luke, welcome to the stream. Yes, wait, what? Just now, was I doing something? Sorry, Mr. Namagaki. What might be the matter? Right, actually I want to discuss something with you two. Would you come with me if you have a little time? Discuss something? With us? We were talking about Michio Shiraishi, right? It's related to that. Huh? I'm sure you would learn a few things yourselves. If not now, later's fine. I'll be waiting around Ryogoku Bridge. Something rubs you the wrong way about this, but he mentioned Michio. What do we do? I don't trust this guy. Go to school first. Sorry, but there's something we gotta take care of. We'll have to pass. Is that so? Well, that's too bad. I'm in no rush, so I'll be waiting at Ryogoku Bridge if you change your mind. Okay, so I can't progress here. At the Shiraishi home, Tsutsumi and Ario learn the truth about many things, including the death of Kankichiro Iwai. They hurry to the high school after learning that Michio Shiraishi knew the whereabouts of Nejima's hideout. Okay, cool, because that's actually perfect, because these two are about to go to the high school too, so that should... Whatever roadblock I was about to encounter here will be, hopefully, figured out here. Tetsuo Tsutsumi, 1 p.m. Komagata High School. Boss, I just talked to the Sumida police. Oh, what now? They found an abandoned van in the Chiba Mountains that looked like it'd been in an accident. They couldn't lift any fingerprints from it, but they found blood splatters on the front. Guess what? The blood is a perfect match for Michio's. Wow, they figured that out really fast. Oh. So it must be the van that hit Michio. Unless they just happened to discover it a little bit earlier and we just got the report now and it just so happens to corroborate now. It's more likely the case, but... You got it. It's all thanks to Yoshimi we were able to find that out. The license plate had been removed though, and they even scrapped off the vehicle identification number. It'll take a while to identify the owner. Now they're trying to figure out if the van was sighted anywhere between the scene of the crime and where it was dumped. Got it, thanks for the report. He still doesn't look tired after all this running around. Wish I still had that much stamina. It's nice we got permission to use the school as our base of operations. The principal and head teacher were a little reluctant at first, but they were convinced it'd help the investigation. Dealing with all this must be a real headache for those guys. I should thank them again later. Aha! This one looks really cute. I scroll past it. Quackitude. I guess we still can't rule out the possibility Michio did commit suicide. She was so young, and all the adults in her life did was push her around. But didn't Tetsuo say out loud that he's pretty sure that she's alive? So for him to have doubts now, I mean, I think she's a vengeful spirit. By the way, boss, we've confirmed that Michio died in a vehicular collision. But are we sure it really was an accident? Good question. I was wondering the same thing. Damage done by the collision indicates the driver was traveling at a considerable speed, but there were no brake marks to be found. Exactly, which suggests they may have been intentionally targeting Michio. Then what was the motive, you think? Who would have a reason to kill Michio? The first person that comes to mind is Kankichiro Iwai. After all, she knew about his crimes. But then Iwai was supposedly able to control Michio by intimidation alone. There's also that teacher who was taking advantage of Michio, Kohei Jonuchi. But to say he killed her to stop people from finding out he was blackmailing her doesn't seem likely somehow. You're right. Though both of them have fallen prey to her curse. That's true. In that case, it's quite possible she'll also decide to exact revenge on the person who ran her over. Not just possible, she may have already done it last night, just like with Iwai. Is there anything else that could have served as a motive? The talisman, maybe, the one Yoshimi was looking for. Oh, do you think someone wanted to take it from her? Well, the talisman wasn't found in her remains, nor in her house. But doesn't a hit and run seem like too drastic a measure to go for a little talisman? Then in the end, it might have just been an unfortunate accident after all. Yeah, it looks that way. Either way, what we need now is a testimony from Michio herself. With a bit of luck, we may be able to ask her what happened during the crash ourselves. Yeah, I can't wrap my head around that particular development. I still have my doubts it'll be so easy. Either way, we won't be able to do this unless Mio and Yako turn up. I'd rather have them come sooner rather than later, but I guess we just have to wait. Shall we head inside? Alright then. Oh, hey Ario, I want to ask you something. Aye, boss. Geez, you're an eager beaver. I haven't even said what it was yet. Right, well, what is it then? Can't remember what you had for dinner last night. Looks like that agent over there is having some trouble with his pen. So if you got a spare, go lend it to him. And for the record, I had Katsudan last night. No need to worry about me going senile just yet. I know I look like a genius, but I didn't think I came across the type to carry spare pens on my person. You, a genius? You're dreaming. But if this pen just stopped working, you can get it going again with a bit of nail polish remover. Nail polish remover? Yeah, you know, when you use what you use to remove nail polish. Never used it before? Do I look like I would've? Don't make me sound crazy for not having used this stuff. I doubt you have either. Oh no, I've used it alright. Did you know it can remove oil-based ink stains? Which is also why it can be used to fix old, dried-up pen nibs. Whatever's in there that removes the ink also doubles as a way to unclog pens. Good to know. Still wouldn't call you a genius, but it's something. You gotta make sure the remover doesn't mix with the ink though, or it'll ruin it. Does not defeat the purpose. No need to worry, I don't have nail polish remover on me right now anyway. Oh, no problem then. That doesn't fix anything. Long story short, I don't have a spare pen. Jeez, alright, I'll let him know. That random piece of trivia is probably gonna come back at some point. Like, it's gonna be another Chekhov's gun. Although, like, if you use nail polish remover to unclog the pen, but you don't want it to come in contact with the ink, I guess if you remove, like, the ink tube and then unclog it and then add it back. What was that conversation about? Like, this game has done a pretty good job of not giving us too much extraneous information, so everything here must be important somehow. Boss, I thought we were gonna wait for Mio in the school. I guess we still can't rule out the possibility Michio did commit suicide. She was so young. All the adults in her life was push her around. Alright, let's go wait inside the school. I'm sure they'll be here any moment. There we go. Wait. I'll see you again. That's Michio. Is this from a flashback, or is like something gonna happen here? Why is Yako making that face? The Record of Fate's Yin Scroll may contain a way to stop the curse. Yako and Mio head back to Komagata High School to share the information with Susumi. So that whole section with Susumi was just like, the only important information we got was that they found the car. And maybe the nail polish remover. Maybe we'll need to use the nail polish remover to remove some ink stains from some ancient scroll or something like that to stop the curse, or I don't know. Ain't that interesting? The Record of Fate's Yin Scroll, huh? Well done, you two. That's some good info you got from that teacher. Thank you. Good job, boss. Operation Schoolgirl was a success. Don't call it that. Ariel, stop making things sound weird. Anyways, let's share what we found at Michio Shiraishi's house. Yes, please. Yes! A man named Iwai kidnapped sacrifices for black magic. Why'd she say yes? And Michio helped with the kidnapping. And Mr. Jonuichi used that to blackmail her. Based on the report and looking at the circumstances surrounding the deaths of Jonuichi and Iwai, if Michio Shiraishi did it, it would make sense. Furthermore, there are signs that Michio Shiraishi wanted someone to notice. Huh? Really? The ribbon that was left at the scene of Koei's death is proof of that. Mio, I'm guessing you knew that already. Yes. Ever since this morning. But there's one piece of information I need. But I think we're near her limit. Huh? I think we're near her limit. Is she talking about Michio? Does she know that Michio's possessing Yako? So if we get this Record of Fate's Yin Scroll, we'll be able to dispel the curse. Yes. The source of this curse is the tragic event called the Honjo incident that dates back to the Edo period. An onmyoji named Seimin Tsuchimikado is said to have recorded a way to deal with the curse. So I think there may be a way to dispel the curse. Right, I'll leave how to approach this to you, Mio. I'll deal with the Paranormal Affairs Bureau as well, but please make finding the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll your top priority. Understood. But how do we go about looking for it? It's possible the descendants of Seimin have inherited it, but I don't think they're aware of its existence. It'd be nice if we had a clan crest or something to go off of. Maybe we'll have to ask Paranormal Affairs. That reminds me, Mio, was the Western black magic used by Iwai and Nejima really just an imitation? Huh? Why are you asking me? Well, boss said you knew about this sort of thing. Do you not? Well, I mean, I have some knowledge, but... How strange. I don't think I've ever told anyone that. It's okay, Mio. No one's judging you. Right. It still feels a little weird. So what's your opinion on it as someone who's familiar with Western black magic? If I could have a look at their grimoire, I could be sure, but... Based on their methods, I'd say they imitated black magic popular around 300 years ago. It was advertised as magic anyone could use, and was employed as camouflage to evade witch hunters. It's notable because they purposely required living sacrifices to make it difficult to disprove its authenticity. Wow, you know so much. I'm impressed. It totally matches with the vibe you got going on. What do you mean by that? Don't worry, have some confidence. Right. Thanks, I guess. If that black magic is just an imitation, then we probably don't have much to worry about. I'm just glad things aren't getting even more confusing than they already are. Oh right, about the mastermind, I had an idea. Huh? What is it? This is about the chairwoman of Hihaku Soaps, isn't it? You mentioned her when you were telling us about that EY person. Yep. Where the goal is to restore youth or resurrect someone, she's got her hands all over this. She has money, too. It would also match Hideki Araishi's account of a woman's voice. An evil business lady with supernatural powers. A classic setting. I'm glad that these, the characters in this game are also not that stupid. Like, they make connections pretty quickly that otherwise other games would probably use this dramatic irony. Like, they would make the player catch on quickly, but then the characters take long to catch on, and that just gets frustrating. If only we could confirm those powers of hers were actually real. We'll need to keep an eye on her. I'll tell HQ to look into her. Now then, if we're nearing the limit, I'll stop beating around the bush. Time to tell it to you straight. Oh, so Susumi realized it as well. Yako Sakazaki. But me? Yes? Take out your curse stone and give it to Mio. My curse stone? It's just been in my pocket all this time. Thanks, I'm just gonna borrow it for a second. Well? Yes. There are soul dregs inside after all. What? How did this happen? I didn't do anything, I swear, you have to believe me. It's okay. We know. Yako. Calm down and listen to what I'm about to tell you. Ooh, I can hear the heart pounding in the background. But, I figured Mio would catch on. I didn't think Tsutsumi would catch on. There's no mistake that Junuichi and Iwai were killed by that curse stone. But the one who committed the act is... the ghost of Michio Shiraishi that is inside you, Yako Sakazaki. What? But inside me? What? What do you mean? It's okay, Yako. Please calm down and listen. You've been possessed, Yako. By Michio's ghost. What? It probably happened when you were offering flowers at the site of the accident. Filled with regret, her lingering ghost reacted to the presence of her old friend and entered you, Yako. No way, you mean Michio's ghost is inside me? I've explained this once before, but just because you've been possessed doesn't mean that you lose control of yourself. Normally the mind will reject such attempts. They'll do nothing more than affect one's mood or energy levels. But Michio had powerful spirit sense to begin with. And because she was your friend, your mind was open to accepting Michio's spirit. So for those reasons, your minds merged without any issue. It's going to be difficult to separate her form from you at this point. Which also means it'll be difficult to guide her spirit to the afterlife. No way, we've merged. Me and Michio's minds are... But I don't feel any different at all. I mean, I'm me, I think. That's because after she merged with you, Michio started to believe she was you as well. As a ghost possessing you, she's not fully conscious, only really a jumble of vague memories. That's also why the Ouija board was unable to give her her name. Still, there are traces of her consciousness and memories as Michio Shiraishi. You've been acting a little different from usual. You would also sometimes react when coming into contact with things with a powerful influence. Really? That having been said, if we don't have a proper understanding of the regrets Michio Shiraishi had when she died and why, it would be difficult to separate her from you. That's why I didn't say anything. I'm sorry. If I carelessly provoked her ghost, it could have risked causing her to dig even deeper into your mind. Oh no. When we mentioned limits earlier, we meant by letting things proceed like this. There's a possibility that you will join completely, making it impossible to separate her ghost from you. If that happens, you'll never be able to tell which of your thoughts belong to her and which belong to you. What? That's so scary. You mean I won't be myself anymore? But if that's Michio, then maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Oh, I don't know. What should I do? But it was actually Michio who used the curse stone while I was unaware, wasn't it? Doesn't that mean your ghost has already taken over my body? Well, about that. I think that's probably the effect of the curse, amplifying murderous impulses and the influence of the Feast of Shadows. While you were asleep, the ghost's powers were boosted. And strengthened by the feast, Michio's consciousness surfaced and took control of your body. Then that means... I was the one who killed them. I cursed them both. Yako, no. You were being controlled. Right, Inspector? Yeah, that's right. It's likely she'll be recognized as not being responsible for the crime due to the possession. It's not something you can control. No need to worry about that. No, you're wrong. I wanted to kill them too. Those feelings must have come out. It's not only Michio's fault. I mean, when I learned that Michio didn't commit suicide, I wished that all the cruel adults around me would just die. I had the curse stone with me, and I wanted to get revenge for Michio if the chance came. That's how I felt. Yako. Because Michio wasn't able to escape her terrible situation. It was so hard. It wouldn't have been unusual for someone to take her own life. And I had this curse stone. I made Michio get revenge all by herself. Michio tried so hard to keep on living in silence, and I treated those feelings like they were worthless. I should have done it myself right away. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Michio. That's why I killed them. Yako. There you are. Oh, hi, Michio. What's up with you? You had me worried sick since you haven't been coming to school lately. Feels like it's been forever. I'm glad you seem to be doing good. Yeah, sorry. And I'm sorry I didn't tell you why. I've always regretted it. Aw, come on, you're acting like we aren't buds. You tell me if anyone's making you sad, and I'll take care of them. Thanks, Yako. Actually, I'm here because there's something I want to tell you. Really? What's the matter? You can tell me anything. Well, the truth is, I did something unforgivable to an innocent man. Saying that I was forced to and didn't have a choice doesn't undo it. I'm sorry. I feel so guilty. What? I've done so much I can't take back. All because I was weak. There's no escaping the hell that I've created for myself. I couldn't handle it anymore. I started thinking about killing him and dying myself. Neither of us deserve to live in this world. What? But something went wrong, and that's why I died with regrets. Thanks to you, I finished what I wanted to do. Thank you, and I'm sorry for dragging you into this. What? Wait, you don't need to apologize! It's only now that I realize, and I know how selfish it is. But I hope you remember the time we spent together as friends, and how we were able to be together at the end. Please, don't forget me. Huh? No! Michio! Wait! Huh? You're awake. Do you feel okay? I'm sorry I had to spring that on you, Yako. What? Is this... Are we in the classroom? Huh? Was I... dreaming? I'm sorry to rush this along while you're still gathering your feelings, but... we need to hear what Michio Shiraishi has to say, now. Right. And so, after considering what to do... It is true that Michio's consciousness has mixed with yours. But if I summoned her ghost, we may be able to establish some communication. Oh, I understand. So, you thought to use the spirit board again? Yep, I have a hunch. I think the spirit we called last time may have actually been Michio herself. Really? You think? And that her spirit has been close to you ever since then. Then let's do it. I think we should, and I want to hear from her. Very well. I have no idea if this will work during daytime, but let's give it a try. Are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, here we go. Do you remember how to do it? Place your finger on the 10 yen coin. Right, like this. Good. Now do as I do. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, please visit us. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, please visit us. Please tell us if you are there. It's here. Now, is it the spirit of Michio? Yako, would you ask the spirit? All right. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, are you the spirit of Michio Shiraishi? It's a yes! Don't be so sure. Some spirits like to play tricks. Can you try asking a question only Michio would know the answer to? A question only Michio would know the answer to. Let's see, then. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, how much did the ribbon I bought with Michio cost? $490. That's right. Well, it seems we have the right spirit. Okay, can I have you ask her a question? Okay, what do you want me to ask her? I want you to ask about the location of Fumichika Nejima's hideout, and the location of the talisman as well. Okay. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, please tell me the location of Fumichika Nejima's hideout. Please, terrible things will happen if he isn't captured soon. I'm sure it's painful to try to remember, but you're the only one who can help us, Michio. Please. It moved. This is an address. She's giving us the address. Amazing. Thank you, Michio. Okay, I have the address. Thank you. Alright, Ario, get a move on, check out that address. Yes, sir. I'll contact HQ and order a simultaneous house search and sweep of the area. I just hope the information's accurate. I know it is. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, do you know where the talisman that you had is? She does know. I wonder if we could find a way to narrow it down. I'll try asking. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, did you carry around the talisman with you at all times? So she did carry it with her. Then, did you have it with you when you had your accident? Huh? She had it with her. But there was nothing resembling a talisman in the articles left behind at the scene. See, if glasses guy hit her with a car, but there was no signs of breaking, it's not like he would have had time to stop and pick up the talisman. Unless EY did that. Or Ayame. So that means someone took it with them and ran off with it before the scene was investigated. But who would do that? This would mean someone knew Michio had died before the police did. The first person to discover and report it, what next was the caretaker of the apartment building next door. Should we check with them? Let's see. The other possibility I could think of is the perpetrator of the hit and run. But it was a hit and run. Wouldn't they have run away? It might be possible they came back, driven by fear or something else. Even if so, they didn't report it and went through her belongings. But to only take the talisman seems hard to believe. Unless they were after the talisman from the very beginning. How likely is that, if the talisman really is so special? Ariel mentioned the same thing, but to run someone over just to take something from them. It's possible they just picked up the talisman after hitting her for no particular reason. Either way, if it really was a hit and run, then I hope they get caught. I mean, I guess hit and run, if they didn't break at the time, they could still have, like, driven off, like, a block away, and then stopped, and then came back for it, so... It's possible she remembers something after seeing that picture of the car. Then shall we try asking? I'll try. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, do you know who is behind the hit and run? She says she knows. That's a relief if she hadn't known. Huh? In order for Michio's spirit to find peace, we need as much detailed information about what happened as possible. We can't send her off to the afterlife if we don't know what happened when she died. This isn't like a forced exorcism. Huh? So that's what it'll take. Alright, I'll try asking. Right. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, who was the one who ran you over? I hope she knows the name. I wonder. Yeah, it's Namachika? Or Namagaki, that was his name. Characters in this game, if they don't appear for long enough, I start to forget their names because they all have, like, longer Japanese names. Namagaki. Huh? Namagaki? What? You mean Yutaro Namagaki? You two know him? We talked with him after we left the cafe. He used to be a curse bear, right? Wow, it's really lucky we just ran into him too, because if they didn't do that, she wouldn't have known his name. Also, the fact that everyone in this game seems to just introduce themselves by their real names, even though Richter said that people shouldn't do that at the beginning. I see. So that's why Yako had that reaction after she saw him. What? Come to think of it, that guy said he wanted to talk about Michio. What the hell's he planning without his curse stone? He said he'd be waiting near Ryogoku Bridge. Got it, I'll join you once we're done. He's the bastard who killed Michio. Yako. This should be enough information. We can release Michio from her suffering now. Let's do it. Alright. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. No. Michio. Thank you. You helped us. You know, I'm so sorry I didn't know about it all. Your family, the kidnapping, Mr. Jonoichi. I'm so sorry. It must have been so hard. Not that I could understand, but I'm sure it was so hard. I mean, of course, you would want revenge. I wanted it too. We've all done things we wish we could take back. But I'm glad I at least know the truth. Yako, There's so much I want to say, but that's enough. Let me just ask you one last thing. Someday, can we hang out again? You mean it? Okay, it's a promise. Have you asked everything you wanted? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to guide Michio's spirit now. Yeah, it's time to say goodbye. Michio, with this, I'll finally be able to free you. Hey, Yako. Yeah? You never accepted the idea that Michio took her own life. I'm glad you never stopped trying to find the truth. Yeah. You're right. Even though I didn't realize just how hard things were for her. Mio? Sorry. It's just... Michio. She was taken advantage of by so many of the adults around her. She put up with so much. I should have tried to talk with her more. I know how you feel. Thanks, Mio. It hurts thinking about all the things I could have done. Why did this have to happen to someone so kind and hardworking? It feels like she was ill-fated to the very end. It's just too cruel. But even then, she didn't even tell me about this stuff. And she let herself worry more about revenge than living. I'm mad at her for that. Sure, I could have noticed something was wrong, but come on. Oh, what was she thinking? Seriously. I mean, seriously. Am I really that unreliable? Of course I'd help you get your revenge, you idiot. I don't care how you had changed or whatever, I just wanted you to live. Yako. I'll take responsibility for what's been done. But one day, if we meet on the other side, I'm gonna have to give her a good punch. Then I'll tell her she's the real Fool's Procession. Or something. Then we'll hang out like always. Sounds like fun. Alright, I'm sending her off, okay? Oh, wait. Huh? Look, the coin. It moved to no all on its own. You're right. When did it do that? It seems she still has something keeping her here. Yako, you have any idea about what Michio wants? Me? Oh! Please don't forget me. I think she told me she didn't want me to forget. I see. Then... Michio? If you could hear my voice, let your feelings that you won't ever forget her be known. Show it through an action. What? Do something that shows you won't forget. Can I move the coin? I can open up my files! I feel like I'm ruining this moment by instructions unclear. Oh! 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 Thank you. I feel like that ruined the moment though. Like, it's kind of like the last one where it's like, okay, like, I guess that's clever, but like, there was an emotional moment right now, and having to pause and think and take myself out of it for a second ruined the impact of the emotional moment. But it was cute, I guess. Though I don't really want you to punch me. So live a long life, okay? I'll see you later. Yeah, like, I think that would have been a good way to do it. Maybe if, when it said do something to show that you won't forget, if the cursor moved on its own over to the menu, that would have connected the dot faster, because I was like, because the other problem with this game is that, again, I'm playing on the Switch version, right? And the Switch version means I'm using a controller, which means that all the mouse controls are weird, because they didn't actually, like, optimize the game for a controller, they just kind of made the controller control the mouse. So constantly, throughout this whole game, I've been having an issue where when I click with something with the cursor on the controller, sometimes it doesn't detect, or sometimes I need to hit it exact. Like, the cursor or the left scroll bar on the documents menu needs extremely precise cursor movement to move it, which you can't get with the controller. Sometimes you'll see that when I'm talking to someone and I need to choose a text option, I struggle to get the cursor directly on it. So my first reaction was I'm trying to move the coin, and I'm like, oh, it's not moving because the game's cursor sucks with the controller. Like, that was my first reaction. So it was that expectation that was built upon me that led to me being misled and not thinking about the menu. So in a way that, again, it ruined the moment a little bit. Like, that's cute and clever. But it kind of ruined it. Yako, are you feeling alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Actually, I feel a lot better. I guess I really wasn't feeling like myself recently. It was like there was a part of me that I had no control or something. Yeah, I think you're back to your normal self now. I'm glad there weren't any problems. I wonder if Michi was able to find peace. I know she did. You don't have to worry about that. The thing is too, like, I think Paranormasight 1 came out first on Steam, and then it came out on Switch like a little bit later. Paranormasight 2, they revealed it during a Nintendo Direct, right? And it's releasing on all consoles at the same time. Well, not all consoles, but like Steam and Switch 1 and 2. So I'm hoping that when we play Paranormasight 2, they actually hit, like, optimize it more properly. I really hope so. Like, it's playable, like, it's not unplayable, but it's just kind of annoying. So I hope that they learn from this for their next outing, especially because they announced it during a Nintendo Direct, right? So it seems her regret was not being able to tell you what was going on and growing apart from you. Well, I guess I can forgive her for that. There's still something bothering me. Really? Yeah, I wonder what this feeling is. It's like there's a piece of her that hasn't left yet. It may be an after effect. Maybe because you gave your stone to Chief Inspector Tsutsumi. Doubt it. Having a cursed stone shouldn't have any effect on your body. But dealing with 4 curses sounds like a lot of stress. Good work, Chief. Sounds like a completely different person all of a sudden. Or someone sounds like a completely different person all of a sudden. But are you really sure about this? Having us arrest you once it's all over? You might be able to get your case treated as just an accident. It's fine. Treat me the same as someone who used a curse stone to kill someone. If anything, I should be thanking you for letting me go free until this is all over. So thanks, Chief. I like how they have to simulate walking by having all their portraits like bob up and down. Yeah, how is she gonna explain that to her family? I got arrested for using a powerful curse. I'm glad they brought Tsutsumi with them to confront Namagaki, though. Whoa, you didn't say anything about bringing the police. Sorry, we don't have time to care about what you have to say about us. What business do you have with this girl now you lost your curse stone? I'll tell you this for free. I have her curse stone already. Ugh. but we don't see Ayame around. There's a lot of traffic around here. Wait, I think we're still Yako. There's a lot of traffic around here. It's very noisy during the day. The amount of exhaust coming from cars is overwhelming. I hear it's not healthy. The chief makes some weird jokes sometimes, but still, it's reassuring to have a veteran policeman with us. This is the bastard who ran over Michio and drove away. If that's true, then why does he... Well, leave this to me, okay? We should let him take care of this. Wait, is there a bird around here? That's my foremost concern. Is there a bird around here? Aha! Crane stem. I don't have any ill intentions. I want to tell you that I want to help if you intend to resurrect Michio Shiraishi. That was my intention from the beginning when I received my curse stone. Yeah, that's believable. Yeah, right. And that's why I took your curse stone. Man, can't be too careful. Besides, what connection do you have to Michio Shiraishi? We met once. I was so sad to hear the news of her death the other day. Uh-huh. Met once. I see. Well, I'm sure it must have been painful for you, but... Do you think bringing back the dead will erase the fact that you hit her with your car? What? I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about. If you don't know, I'll tell you, and you'll let me ask you some questions in return. Did you just get your license recently? We found a van with bloodstains on it, you see. It's only a matter of time before we find out who the owner is. What's that supposed to mean? Why don't you tell me a little bit more about your relationship with Michio Shiraishi? I think Tsutsumi should have bluffed. I think he should have said, we found your car and we already identified it to you. And then he might go like, there's no way you could have done that because we took out the license plate and removed the registry. Oh wait, or something like that. Namagaki's not that smart. He looks smart, but he's not. Not only that, you killed someone with your curse stone, didn't you? Stop, stay away from me. Damn it. Okay, I give up. It's all over for me. Afterwards, Yutaro Namagaki gave his confession. I don't trust this. Why is the narrator suddenly chiming in here? Something's not right. But seriously, Yutaro, like, they introduced him being, like, all intimidating at the beginning, and then he's just been, like, a loser ever since. Which is good, because I don't like his character archetype. He admitted he was behind the wheel of the van that hit Michio Shiraishi. He explained he was speeding in order to impress a girl he had in the car with him. After hitting the schoolgirl, he drove away and planned to wash the car in secret to destroy the evidence. But he became nervous and went back to the scene of the crime at the urging of his passenger. When they returned to the scene, the female passenger went to check the victim alone, while he sat panicking in the car. When she returned, she told him people were unlikely to assume a hit and run, as it looked similar to a suicide by jumping from height. Afterwards, the pair parted ways, and Yutaro dumped the vehicle deep in the woods under the cover of night. So Ayame has the talisman. The two of them decide to keep the accident a secret. The next morning, Michio Shiraishi's body was discovered, and luckily for them, her death was ruled a suicide. However, darkness lingered within his heart. From that day on, the schoolgirl appeared before him covered in blood, her limbs bent and broken despite him in his dreams every night. Even when awake, he would see a phantom of her corpse in the dark, moaning and cursing him at all times. Troubled by the constant hallucinations, it was only a number of days before he suffered a nervous breakdown. He couldn't bear hiding what he'd done anymore, and planned to turn himself in, but was stopped by the passenger from that night. It was then that he first heard rumors of the rite of resurrection. Oh, so he's trying to bring her back to absolve himself of the guilt and not be arrested? Is that what he's trying to do? He thought if he could resurrect the schoolgirl, it'd be like if the accident never happened. I mean, I'm not saying that's noble of him, but I expected him to have a more I mean, it's a selfish reason, but I didn't expect him to have this kind of reason. I guess he was getting haunted, so... With that, the darkness enshrouding his heart could be dissipated. From then on, he searched the areas associated with the Seven Mysteries of Honjo every night. And he received the curse of the foot-washing mansion as a result. I see. Also, just as a note, like, I know so far it's been pretty good, but like, just as a reminder, like, a lot of times when I'm playing these games, especially with mysteries, if I'm voicing my like, theories and ideas out loud, even if it's something that you think has already been revealed, or something that you think is pretty obvious, like, sometimes wait a little bit before immediately saying, like, yes, Kiro, you're right, because sometimes I want to ruminate on it a little bit, or I want to even just bask in the possibility that maybe there's a plot twist coming up that maybe I actually am wrong, right? So just be careful with that, because sometimes it also comes across as, like, it starts to make me a little bit more wary of the chat with, like, spoiler stuff, because it's almost, like, teetering on that, like, am I going to get accidentally spoiled by someone any second now? So just be careful with that going forward, just as a note. That's right, I'm not a bad man. I want to turn myself in. It was that girl who tempted me. Okay, calm down and listen, son. If you don't think you've done anything wrong, what would these girls think if they saw you run over that poor girl? Ugh. There's something I want to know. Do you know anything about a talisman that Michio should have had on her at the time of the accident? Talisman? What are you talking about? So you don't know anything. In that case, what about that woman who was with you? Could you ask her? Oh, that's right. Everything is her fault in the first place. Well, that may not be exactly wrong. Just riding a passenger in a car involved in involuntary vehicular manslaughter isn't a crime in and of itself. But according to your statement, she neglected her duty to seek aid and instigated you to neglect your duty to report the accident. And if she took an article from the scene, she'd also be charged with theft. You tell me who she is. You have no intent of hiding anything anymore, do you? Wait, remember how I kept saying that I think Ayame might be Tsusumi's daughter, and we kind of dropped the topic? Like, what if she is? What if here's the reveal? Yeah, that's right, it's her fault. Do what you want with her, it's time for her to face what she's done. Her name is Ayame Tono. She's an art student I met in town. What? An art student named Ayame Tono. Oh, I was right, I think. Whoa, are you absolutely sure of that? What point would there be in lying to you now? What, do you know her or something? She may look nice, but she's rotten on the inside. I'd like to meet the parents who raised someone like that. Oh no, he's gonna deck you right now, Namagaki. And you know what? I'm here for it. We should just beat him up right now, all three of us. Shut up! Huh? What's wrong, Inspector Tsutsumi? You're drenched in sweat. No, wait. Damn it, why? How could this happen? Listen up, I'm taking this one with me down to the station for more questioning. You two go after the Record of Fates Yin Scroll, got that? Okay, we will. Come with me. His panic pose is kind of funny too, because I know it's like panicked, but he keeps using it in these situations where it almost looks like weirdly comical for something that should be serious. Whoa! Let's get going. Yeah. Ooh, wait, look, there's Ariel looking cool. Ariel better not die. Also, I'm pretty sure that there's a bad ending here if I choose to go with Namagaki right away, because that's why this one's still lit up. So I think we should do that first just to get it out of the way. You know, I probably should have done this first. Gotten the bad ending here first. How come only Yako's getting all the actual dead end bad endings though? Well, I suppose we may as well hear what you have to say. Glad to hear it. Then shall we relocate elsewhere? What he's gonna do to them though? He doesn't have a curse stone. Is he just gonna stab them? Like, something bad is gonna happen, but what is it? Or maybe he just pushes Yako off the bridge. Seems like it might be difficult with that railing though. So, what did you want to discuss with us? Let's see, how do I put this? I'll tell you straight. I want you two to use your curse stones to bring Michio Shiraishi back from the dead. What? Huh? It's why I was pursuing the rite of resurrection in the first place. Why did he need to bring them all the way here to tell them that, though? Unfortunately, I had to give up my curse stone before I could succeed. But you two are curse bearers with some kind of connection to her. Which means it's a perfect opportunity for me to ask you for this. Well, I'm sorry, this is all so sudden. I still don't understand why you'd want this. What exactly is your relationship with Michio? Well, we met briefly once. I was so sad to hear the news of her death the other day. Right. Well, it would be great if we could bring Michio back. But we've already decided not to use the rite of resurrection. Is that so? It seems, however, that we share a goal. I wouldn't mind collecting all the soul dregs for you if you gave me your curse stone, you know. We'll have to decline that one as well. Our goal is to stop the curse. Ugh. Oh no, that's Yako. Ugh. Oh, is she gonna kill him? Because she's still possessed. Is that what's gonna happen? I see. Well, that's too bad. I suppose I'll just have to give up on the curse stones. Thank you for understanding. Phew, I thought he was a little suspicious, but he left without making a fuss. But why does he want to bring Michio back? Huh? Yako? Uh-oh. Did she go off somewhere while we were talking? We never did see her curse stone in action, because I had so many questions about how it works, because hers seems complicated. I finally caught up to you. I don't know if you noticed me following you or not, but leading me to a secluded place, you got guts. Again, this is another situation where Namagaki is like trying to act all cool and collected, pushing up his glasses, trying to act like he's intimidating, and then he just gets his ass kicked. I'm sorry, but I'll be taking your curse stone. Either you hand it over, or I'll have to take it by force. I like how he's still doing his like caster animation even though he doesn't have his stone. What's he gonna do? What? Why? Are you... No, she's here again. I don't understand. Wait, it was just an accident. I swear, I didn't mean to... That's why I was trying to bring you back. You're already too late. Oh, I actually get a credit roll from this. That's interesting. A very fast credit roll, I'll add. Yeah, if I'm getting a credit roll from this ending, I'm glad that we did this ending after finding out the truth. I mean, obviously seeing Yako turn around and turn into Michio would, if you hadn't already figured out that twist, would have made it obvious. After this, Fumishika Nejima went on to use the power of his curse to commit mass murder, shocking the public with the unprecedented tragedy. And from that day on, Yako Sakazaki was never heard from again. Ending 1, Michio's Grudge. So that's like an ending, not like a bad ending, but like an ending. Interesting. One thing I will say though, like I'm kind of glad that, also the contrast between these two pictures is kind of funny. One thing that I find interesting too is that the way that, how do I phrase this? When we confronted the glasses guy and he like, the narrator kicked in and was like, and then he admitted to the whole thing, and this is what happened, this would happen, this would happen. I'm surprised they didn't have him actually tell us through his own mouth. They probably thought like, oh, that'd be too long and it'd be too boring, so we'll just get the narrator to do it. But it's weird because they haven't done that up until now. Like this whole time in the game, every time someone had a long piece of exposition to talk about, like they went through and had them say it. They have not had the narrator step in until it was like, unless it was actually an ending. So to have it just suddenly switch to narration was kind of weird there. I'm glad for it because it saved us time, but it was just kind of, it felt weird. So since we were just with Yako, I guess we might as well do this scene and then do this one. I'm gonna save this one for last, just because I feel like this will be quite interesting. I think I know what this might be, but... Having regained control of herself, Yako rejoins Mio on their search for the record of Fate's Yin Scroll so they can stop the curse. However, they find themselves with scarcely any leads to follow. I feel like we're getting close. I knew this would be a longer stream. I would like to finish this game today, which is why I started the stream earlier, so let's power through. I know we're supposed to be finding that record of Fate's Yin Scroll thing, but it sure be nice if we had more of a lead to work with. Right now, our only option is to try and trace the bloodline of the Onmyoji Seimin Tsuchimikado to today. But he's not a legitimate descendant of his family, so the library doesn't have anything about it. And since we got nothing so far, we find ourselves here. So this is the Heihaku Soap's headquarters. So we're thinking that one of the high-ranking people here is most likely the mastermind. Chairwoman Yamamori, was it? Wait, are chairwoman high-ranking? Isn't the most important president at the company, or most important person at the company, the president? I'm not sure, but she's definitely an important person. Even if we're able to meet with her, what do we talk with her about? We can't just waltz in there and ask her if she knows about the Yin Scroll out of nowhere. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, as they say. Oh, is that your working style, Mio? Well, wherever I find myself out of options, I usually just jump right into the thick of it. Oh, if you're scared, I don't mind going in by myself. Scared, as if. Think of me as your trusty bodyguard. Wow, that's a really cool hair flip. We haven't seen this pose from her yet. I don't mind going in big and taking a chance. Oh yeah, there's the Yako I know. But first of all, is there a bird around here? Whoa, Mio, you're standing really close to me. Aha! This one looks cool. Bad Bill. There were a bunch of police cars speeding by here earlier. I wonder if something happened. Must be. I've seen a few police officers and they look like they were on edge. Could Inspector Sutsumi have let that Nejima escape and everyone's scrambling to find him? Oh, after all the effort we put into gathering information, that would be unfortunate. Has Mio been doing stuff like this all by herself up until now? It's so dangerous, and there's so many unknowns. It must be so tough for her. No wonder it's hard to make friends. Huh? Something the matter? Nope, let's go for it. I'm sure we'll be fine. I mean, we've managed to get this far. Hey, Mio, you know... Yeah? You might not look it, but you got a bold side. A little reckless, even. Huh? You think? I suppose things not going to plan is just part of the life in this world. No, I mean, I think it's a good thing. I'm the same way. I feel like we get along well together. Maybe that's one reason why. Oh yeah, thanks. Oh, Mio, what about that one guy? One Inspector Tsutsumi checked in with. I forget his name. Oh right. Apparently, he never heard from Nagagoshi. Not that we have a way of contacting him directly anyway. We just have to leave the message with the Paranormal Affairs Bureau's messenger and hope it reaches him. He's always the one who contacts me, and even then it's only instructions. Well, I guess we're in a tight spot then. Imagine the characters just finding the Mockingbird stickers and then sticking it on their clothes after. Like, I just peel this dirty sticker off the road, put it on my shirt. We won't get anywhere just waiting around. Let's do the best we can working on our own. I haven't looked up anything about the second game either. Like, I don't think I even watched the trailer for it, because I know I'm gonna get it. I wonder if there's any recurring characters. If I were to guess, maybe Mio, because she travels around for this exorcism stuff. And I don't think it'll be Tetsuo because he was playable in this game. I don't know. Or maybe him being playable in this game will make him be the recurring character. I don't know. Amy Emergency, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Now, shall we? Alright, let's give it a shot. Excuse us. Looks like we're out of luck. Who knew you needed an appointment months in advance to meet a chairwoman? Turns out she's super duper important. Even the receptionist gave us the cold shoulder after realizing we're just students. They should have given her some juicy information. They would have been like, oh yeah? Tell her if the Seven Mysteries of Honjo ring a bell, and then see if she wants to meet with us. Although the secretary would probably be just like, well, whatever. Unless it was Takumi. Maybe her private secretary would hear us out, but they seem to be out at the moment. In that case... Oh, suspend. Okay. See, the thing is, I don't know how much more there is, and I don't want to feel like I'm rushing myself. The big problem is that tomorrow I can't play this game because we're streaming Marvel Cosmic Invasion with J1, and then Paranormasight 2 comes out on Thursday, and I wanted to play that on release. And I want to finish this game before that. But I have a feeling it's going to take us maybe more than 2 hours to get through the rest of this. Maybe it would take us exactly 2 hours to get through the rest of this. But I have a feeling there's going to be a bit more than that. So... You know, from experience, I've played a lot of games on stream on release day. And most of the time, like, when I first started streaming and making YouTube stuff, I was like, oh, I should get this out on release day because everyone's going to be searching for it and looking for it. And I recognize I'm a smaller creator, so people aren't actually, like, stumbling upon my stuff. But it didn't make a difference, really. Like, anything that I published on day one of something coming out actually made no difference at all. The only other reason I would want to stream something on day one is because I don't want to get spoiled, right? I don't want people who are also playing it to be ahead of me and come in and spoil me. So that's the risk I run. But I think because the game's gonna be short as well, because like this game's only like 12 hours tops, it's probably a little longer for me because I'm reading everything out loud. Like if you're playing this on your own, you're not reading everything out loud, it will be faster for you. So you know what? I think it'll be fine if I wait an extra day before playing Paranormasight 2. I think I'll be fine. So you know what? And I think this is a good stopping point because we reached a bad ending, or an ending, and we reach the suspend point with these guys. So I think we actually might be at a good point, even though I really want to see what happens here. And I really want to start this too. So we're at a really exciting point, I think, in the game. So I don't really want to stop either and not play for a couple days. You know what? I think that's the play here. Because I don't want to be rushed. Okay, let's stop here for today. Made a lot of good progress still. I think today we encountered two more of the game's like use of meta stuff. One is we had to move Yako and Mio to the school to meet up with Tetsuo and Jun. I feel like that was a little obtuse. Like, it's kind of like after you figure it out, it's like, okay, I guess that's kind of clever. Saving when you have to like tell Michio that you're gonna remember her is also, it's like clever, but I feel like that was the wrong time to throw in like a meta thing at us, because even if you figure it out right away, I feel like it still takes away from the experience because you're in the middle of a really emotional moment at that point. So I don't know, I don't really like the way they did those things. I will admit they're still clever, but also the infrequency in which we need to do meta things also makes it kind of weird, because it's been a while since we encountered something that required like outside game meta knowledge. Obviously muting Namachika the first time was neat and really blew my mind. The second time we need to do it, we already knew when we were with Tetsuo because we already encountered it, so that was like whatever. And then there wasn't really any meta stuff between that and the meeting up at the school, so it just felt like there was a really big gap between having to use like actual game mechanics, so I felt like that was kind of weird. I'm still enjoying this game. Also, ever since we ended the first night, because remember when we played with Shogo, it was very much like a battle royale killing game thing, but then ever since we took over all the other characters, like no one's been dying, I mean other than Jonoichi, so not to say I'm not as excited, but I felt like the battle royale killing game part at the beginning was really exciting for me because I wasn't expecting it, and then they just kind of dropped that, and then now I'm kind of like, okay, now it's like the mystery that I expected, but like I'm just surprised that no one's actually been using their curses and killing anyone on screen, really. Anyways, that's enough thoughts for today. Thank you so much for joining me here on stream. Hey Valkyria, thanks for stopping by, I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are also enjoying my playthrough of this game. The videos are going up on YouTube as we speak. Let's go drop in on J1. I'm playing Marvel Cosmic Invasion with him on stream tomorrow. So he's really cool, check him out. I'll see you guys tomorrow playing with him, or on Thursday for more Paranormasight. Hey Curtis, welcome in. Thank you. Yes, happy Lunar New Year to everyone. Right, see you next time. Bye, Froggy friends.